Hello, everybody, and welcome back to it. You already know what this is. This is State of the Strong, a Bull Brand podcast. As you guys already know, I am never ever alone. I have got my lovely co-host, Mr. Sibu Mpanza, with me. How are you doing today?
I'm very good. I feel good. I'm very excited. Episode 1 was so fun. Episode 2 is going to be even better.
And you know what I'm loving about the direction that State of the Strong is going in is that we've got such inspirational stories and equally, if not even more inspirational people that are here and that are really showing us what it means to be somebody from South Africa, from South Africa, whatever
All of
you
it.
want to say. You know what I'm saying?
I honestly don't think there is a more South African story than the story of Mr. Coffee Toca, Mr. Lehubedu Mohlabe. Am I correct? Yes, sir. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Are you having a good day?
I'm having.
Have you had your coffee and cookies?
Are
you ready to go?
No,
No, that's good. Pella, we had to slip it in there, just a quick little promo nyana before we get started.
Delicious biscuits.
Yes,
Delicious
sir.
biscuits?
Yes.
Okay, I have a question to ask you, Ne, but we'll get to that one first. First, we need to play a game. Okay, so on our podcast, Listening Audibly, I have got the all-knowing jar in front of me that I've just opened. I have got pieces of paper that have prompts, right? You basically need to finish the sentence. The goal is to get as many as you possibly can. It's a game, but it's not a game.
So I finish off whatever.
Correct.
So it will-
Just keep going. I'll give you and you must just keep going.
It's
through
going to
them.
say Sibu is and you say handsome.
Oh,
Got me.
Simple.
Sure.
Okay.
That's
You
one
got
of
it?
them. Yeah.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Escom is black. I am Mr. Coffee Toca.
Yes, sir.
2024 elections. No one's gonna win. Music is coming. Besta shares name with my mother. South Africa is alive with possibilities. Twitter is can be good. Being your own boss is life. Life is being your own boss.
30 seconds.
Pala Pala is inventor. His strength is power.
Yeah.
Dreams are forever.
20.
The youth are load shedded. Load shedding is with ESCO. The future looks bleak. Black Twitter is gruesome. Unemployment is depressing. TikTok is exciting. Love is beautiful. YouTube is everything.
2 seconds. Last one.
Power is me.
Power is me.
Azishe, you look like you went through a lot. Can we count these?
Let's count those.
Let's tally it up and let's see if you've.
20.
Okay, let's see.
Do you think it's that? Let's go.
Here we go.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Okay.
7, 8, 9, 10,
Okay.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
Okay.
19, 20,
Yo.
21,
Yo.
22, 23.
That is a new State of the Strong record. I'm pretty sure.
You've
How many was that again?
set the record, 23.
22, 23.
23.
That
My
is
lucky
incredible.
number.
It's lucky number 23.
Jace.
Yay.
I wanna.
Okay. I love that.
I wanna go back to the final thing that he said. He said, "Power is me." Did you hear that? And I loved it. You know what? Nobody can even fight you on that, especially considering the fact that you are sitting here today and like we're here to talk to
With
you
you guys.
about what you started. Now, I want to go back to COVID days, right? Now, obviously, it was a tough time for all of us. And, people were faced with one of the biggest problems was unemployment, right? Which is something that we have. Now, how did you take that problem and find a solution for it?
So, when I stopped working or not having a job was 2019. So 2020 came. I was still looking for a job. So in the industry I'm in, or I was in, or still in, is the tourism industry. So
Okay.
it was hit hard by the COVID. So what I noticed was that it's going to take time to revive the whole tourism industry.
Sure.
It's going to need a lot of money, a lot of time. So that's not something I have since I have a family and kids.
Yeah.
So I looked at it as I need to think out the box. I need to think for something that is not there, even if it is there. Because what I have in mind is that iPhone came when cell phones were there.
Sure.
So it found a product that exists and made it look good.
Better, yeah.
So I had that in mind, that I'm going to find a product that exists and make it good, and improve on it. So yeah, it came to my mind, but then the idea of what I do now, it came later on. It came like 2022. So
Okay.
June 2020, it was more of looking at what people are doing to survive.
Sure.
To tell the truth, it was I was living in Joburg CBD at the time, so there was a lot of uncertainty on what's happening. So there was foreigners. What are they going to do now? Because I lost my job. What is he going to do? And I saw, I'm not going to lie, I saw foreigners striving during that time. They were doing things that it could be legal, but certain things it showed me that you need to adapt or die. You're going to learn to adapt, or you are going to die or sink, whichever one comes first. So I chose not to die.
Yeah.
And then I did my research, and it was hard, but
Yeah.
It was hard.
Talk to me about. So I think the first time I ever heard of you was through social media.
Yeah.
People were talking about, hey, there's this brother who's standing there and he's giving people coffees in the morning. He's making them so happy, and they're just getting good energy in the morning,
Yeah.
which I think is what a lot of people need. Listen, me this morning, I needed a cup of coffee before I was like, okay, I'm awake. How does that even come? Did you decide I'm going to go stand there? Was a specific street that you wanted? How did that even come about?
It's kind of weird because I always prayed on having a business.
Sure.
Even when I was working, I always prayed on having a business.
Oh, wow,
But
okay.
I did not know what a business is. I did not know what it entails to have
Yeah,
a business.
yeah.
To what requires. You understand? So I had gotten a job at some stage winter. So during my work at that place, it was not a pleasant kind of a job. It was one of those I'm taking because I need
have to, sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was inconvenienced in a way that I was starting work at 6 a.m. So I had to drive from where I live around 4:30 to get to the place. So you understand?
Yeah.
So I had biscuits. I had to eat on my
On
way
the
there.
go, sure. Yeah.
So I had no drink. I got to the traffic light. I'm like, let me get myself a drink from that place. And then I went to that place, drove there. The whole exercise of me getting out my car or getting off that off ramp and going there wasted plus minus 20 minutes of my time.
Delays.
Yeah.
Fair.
So I came back to that traffic light which I turned.
Yeah.
What if I opened my window and somebody gave me coffee? Somebody's like, want some coffee?
Sure.
I sell coffee. And then I'm like, and then after that, like, when I thought of it, it just, and then after they just played in my head, just played.
It
I was
kept
looking
sitting.
at this movie unfolding, showing me what I can actually do. But I was like, nah, somebody else must do this. Not, I'm looking for a job. I'm qualified. I have experience. I'm this, I'm that.
Sure.
But and then it came to me that, you know what, that guy that you wanted to be, it's yourself.
It has to be you.
It has to be you. No one else is going to do it.
Wow.
So I took the idea. Do you remember I had to go to work? 6 to 6.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was working 6 to 6, and then I couldn't wait to come back and explain this to me, because the only way I could actually quit that job that I was doing was if I find something better.
Sure.
Something that makes more money.
Something that makes more money. Something with our wife.
Yeah.
So I took this. I'm like, I went to my wife. I'm like, so for me to quit that job, what is it should I have? She told me all these things.
Sure.
Like, remember, you need to get a better job. You need to get better this, better that, better that. I'm like, I have this idea, and then I threw the idea to her.
Tata.
I'm trying to please tell me her reaction.
No, she always listens to my ideas. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of ideas. So she always listens. So, but this one was different because I had an idea and I had a way of getting to that idea. And then with lack of some other things, I wanted her help with fine-tuning this idea to make it make sense. So after some discussion whatsoever. It actually took 2 days of this discussion.
Sure.
And then she's like, yeah, I think you can quit your job.
Wow. Wow.
But I just want to imagine how, obviously you've mentioned that it's difficult. There's challenges around the fact that you are qualified. You, first of all, you're in this position where, as in, I had a job, and then, 2019, whatever happened, it just, things weren't working out. And now you've got this job that you have. It's also just like, it's not what you want. You know that you don't want to be there. And you want to sort of create a situation for yourself where you're able to free yourself from that, and have your own independence and taking charge of your career. But now, in order to take that step forward, it's almost like taking a few steps backwards. Because now the people that were your colleagues, now they're looking at you, this guy, taking silly coffee.
Yeah, umekhoneni, yeah.
At least shop kanti what's going on over here? What was that experience like? Because obviously I know you had to have had this conversation with your wife. I mean, you're providing for 4 children. What was that conversation like, and just the thought process that went into I'm moving a few steps backwards, but I know it's because I'm setting something up that is going to be something in the future.
That one, I stayed with no job, nothing to do, no income. Any money that I got went out because it had to do something. Staying for a long time of no income, and you lose certain things. You lose, you lose, can I say, dignity?
Yeah.
Because now the people I used to work
Yeah.
with, some are still working. I was working in the tourism industry, the industry that I thought was falling apart.
Sure.
So that industry taught me a lot. Taught me a lot when it comes to service delivery. Taught me a lot when it comes to, let me just say service delivery. There was a lot of service delivery training in there. So with that, and then with the fact that my wife likes convenient stuff, like she would buy KFC, I will not. She will eat takeaway food. I will cook. So she had to tell me how she wanted the service. So she was my guinea pig, more of. So I took that experience I had from the travel and tourism industry, and then I'm like, I need something. Okay, this is what the idea came about. I need something that's going to be fast.
Sure.
As I find that with quality service, like they will tell you this bull brand has salt. So you expect a salty taste from it. With the other shop, they'll just tell you it's corned meat.
Yeah.
So you just need to figure out how it tastes.
What is
Sure.
it?
So I found Woolworths would take time to do something, to maybe pack your stuff.
This is now the service delivery aspect coming in, where, okay, you want the quality, but with the convenience and the speed.
And the speed.
Okay.
Yes. Because then again, I'm controlled by the light.
Exactly.
The traffic
People
light.
need to
Yes.
move.
Now you're thinking, okay, so how am I actually going to execute this business idea that I've got?
Yes.
Okay.
And then comes my friends and other things that that would be challenges to me mentally.
Yeah.
So there's exes, there's colleagues, there's what they call themselves enemies, there's haters, there's all those things. Those people are going to see me now moving from an office job,
Sure.
from a corporate environment, from where I used to like just speak
Yeah.
English whenever I felt
Sure.
like it, to now having to be in the streets with everyone else on the street. Say whatever you're selling, I'm with you. We're the same. We're on the same level. So I needed to also bring myself back.
Yeah.
So I'm no longer Lehubedu Mohlabe, the travel consultant or whatever it was that I went on to be. I'm now Lehubedu Mohlabe. What? The person selling coffee. Then you need to define yourself within that space. So when I thought of that, I was scared, yes, of what people might think, but I was over that.
Yeah.
I had stayed a long time of people not helping me with anything.
Sure.
I have too much pride. I can't ask anything from anyone. It's hard for me to actually even call you to say Kopela airtime.
Sure.
So I'm going to have to say, can I polish your shoes? Then buy me airtime, something like that.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Okay.
I saw that I have that skill. I'm not scared. It's a different type of brave. I cannot go and fight somebody. I can't fight.
Yeah.
But I can face people. I can talk to people. I can smile.
Yeah.
I'm approachable, I'd like to think.
I love that you mentioned that you're approachable. I think one thing that people notice and they love so much is the fact that you give them a good energy in the morning, especially in the morning when everybody's like, yeah, I have to wake up again and do this. What is it that you love most about what you do, apart from just putting smiles on people's faces?
It actually puts a smile on my face.
I love that.
I'm not going to lie. I'm very happy. I'm at peace doing that.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it because I'm in the street. It
Sure.
doesn't look like a
glamorous
You
thing to
understand.
do. Yeah,
But
yeah.
the fact that I have figured something out. I've figured how to read my market. I've figured how to serve my market. Who's my market? Things that were in business that I knew nothing about.
Sure.
I know business. I'm a businessman now.
Yeah.
Such stuff. I'm not going to lie. It's I feel free.
I love that.
And this is what we wanted. This is what we wanted to hear. I have to stress the fact that the story that you are here telling us right now is something that resonates so much with so many South Africans, especially with the time period that we have just come out of. It's so much bigger than you. And I want to personally say thank you for having done that. And what you said, there's something that I really just want to go back to. And when you said that you're a different kind of brave, and I saw it when you, in that final one, remember, you said, power is me.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I feel like, you know what, that's something that you can't go to school and learn that. You can't, it's who you are, And there's so many qualities that just make us to be people that can go and be go-getters and do that type of stuff. Something that like what you've done, What do you think it is about South Africa that, just the place that raised you and where you come from that added to that, creating you that different kind of brave person?
With South Africans, there's red tape. There are things that will stop us from doing certain things.
Yeah.
But South Africans are not scared to challenge stuff. I think when we realize that we have you have certain things that no one can take from you. When you have education, no one can take that education from you. But your education might be limiting you to doing a certain thing.
Sure.
So what personally I had to do was I had to open my brain or my mind up for learning, like make it sponge again to try and absorb whatever it is I can. Right now, when I'm sitting with you guys, I'm learning. There's a lot that I'm absorbing right now, and I'm letting myself do it.
Yeah.
Because then I'm not Lehubedu Mohlabe, the travel and tourism person. Because then I won't be interested in any other thing.
Got you.
So
that was powerful what you said there. Hey?
Thank you very much. Thank you. And then it opened me to learning from anyone. So that lady who's selling pub right across me, she told me, you know what, if you stand there and then, you're not moving enough. Then I'm like, oh, I need to move.
Sure.
She gave me something. And then that guy who's selling cigarettes there, he told me, you know what, you're not visible enough. You need to put some things, maybe, because you're in the middle of the street. I'm like, oh.
Must stand out.
Yeah, you understand?
Yeah.
So those things are like people. And then after I went to social media to try and market myself and what I do. There's a lot of young business people, of young business people who actually like even still come. They come to me. They tell me what even ideas that they have. I don't know if I'm not gonna steal them.
Sure.
But what I noticed is then it gave people hope to some degree. Like, so look at that guy. He's there. He's selling coffee. And believe you me, the first day I went there, I'm like, what is this?
No, and I really want you to talk about that. How was that? How was that first day? Because obviously you had to speak to your family. You got that go ahead that this is something that they support you in doing. How was that first day getting to the street and deciding I'm gonna do this?
How I felt was there was a line. There's a line which marks where
the cars must stop. Yeah,
must be. So this is by where I live.
Sure.
So I said to my wife, I'm like, the day I'm going to cross that line, push this trolley, because we had bought everything. So this is the first day. So if I push this trolley and pass that line, I'm gone. I'm done. I'm a different person. And then she's like, you know what? Whenever you are ready, you can push the trolley. And then I woke up that day on the 8th of August. And then I packed everything again, like before the journey. And then I did what I think anybody else would do. I prayed to my God. I said everything I could say. During the 2020 COVID, I lost my mom. So I believe she became
like your guardian angel. No, it's all good.
a guardian angel too. So I told her what I'm going to do. So I went and I passed that line. When I passed that line, it became it became a lot more. It made sense.
Yeah.
I became emotional. I started crying, and then it came back again. You know that talk you give to yourself. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Yeah.
And then I started walking. As I walked to there, it became. I felt free, man. I started talking to myself. I even started naming things like this walk is the praying walk. That's why I talk to myself. That's why I talk to my spirits, whatever I do. And then I got to the stage of where I want to sell. I chose that place because it's the place that I was inconvenienced that morning. That's the very same place that I was inconvenienced at. And my competition is those people that I went to buy the coffee from. And it's not little people.
Yeah.
And I stood there with a trolley. I'm from the airline industry. I have this idea that this is an aisle.
Sure.
And then I have the flasks in there. I have my biscuits in the delicious biscuits. I have my delicious biscuits in there. And I have my coffees and all the other things that you can have. So the idea was, I carry hot water. You tell me what you want. So it's options.
Sure.
So you can have hot chocolate, you can have coffee, you can have tea. Those are the only three I had at the time. And then with biscuits or whatever it was.
Sure.
I got in the middle of the street, and then the cars there were no cars because it was very early in the morning.
Sure.
The first day I went very early in the morning. The first car that got there, the guy did not understand what was going on. It was still dark.
Sure.
He opened the window. He's like, "So what are you doing here?" There's a board in front which says coffee, the amount. And then I'm like, I sell coffee. He's like, "So are you from one of those?"
Oh, he thinks you're one of the business guys just working.
I'm
Sure.
like, "No." And then he asked me, like, funny enough, he asked me, "Well,
Who are you?
why?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?" And then I quickly told him, "I lost my job and this what happened, this what happened." It's like, "Oh, okay, make me coffee." And then I made coffee, and then that guy is like my first ever
Wow, man.
customer. I see him sometimes. I see him a lot. This rude.
Yeah.
But it was, and when I moved there, I remember when going back home with whatever money I made. Let me tell you the amount I made.
Sure.
I made, I think it was 157 rand because I was chased again by the network.
I was going to ask you about that because I know our
Haters.
JM is very finicky about
Haters.
No, they're not actually like them.
Yeah, now. I love that.
I know he's within.
I love that.
So what happened was when you're busy selling, they come.
Sure.
And then they chased me away. I ran away. And then I ran away. I was happy. I
Yeah.
made 150 rand that was never given by anyone. I went home and presented it at home. I presented something. After a long time, I presented something, which I was very proud
I'm
of.
sure that felt good,
Bro,
man. That
you
felt
don't
so
understand.
good.
And then the following day I got chased again. The other day I went, and then the lights went off. The load shedding happened.
Yeah.
And then they came. They always come when load shedding happens
Oh,
to
okay.
direct the traffic. And then this guy's like, "No, you can't be doing this. You can't be going into traffic with an object." And I'm like, "No, you need to get rid of the object. You can sell your cookies there or something. You know, like how they look at your business." Okay. And then I went back home. I'm like, "I'm not allowed." They chased me away. Now I need to think of another plan. And then I went on the side of the street with a table. That did not work. My business model, my idea doesn't say stand on the side of the street. And how am I supposed to bring the coffee to you?
To you, indeed.
I make the coffee right there. I don't deliver coffee. I make coffee. I will come to your window and make you the coffee. So after a day, I think I did that for a day, and I made 40 rands because of some people who were passing by. 40 rands. I'm like, no way am I making 40 rands again. So I need to think of a plan. And then Skansotobe came to mind. I thought, you know what? We have these things in the house that we get from brand promotions and stuff.
Yes.
What do we do with these things? Nothing. Give me those things.
Sure.
I'll think of something. Then I was living in Joburg CBD. Joburg CBD is quite dangerous, so you need to protect your stuff, your phones, your everything. So putting a bag in front is normal. They're not looking at you funny.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I did that a lot because I was living there and then I used to work in Randburg. So every time I would move from Randburg, I would change my bag.
Yeah, to
To
the
the
front.
front.
I would actually like operate.
And you get
where,
used to it.
because you
Yeah.
get used to it. You
You-
start putting things where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, that's the idea I'm going to use. I'm going to carry the flask and I'm going to have everything on me because that's what that guy said. Have it on you and then you'll be okay. And then that night we created the bag. I created the bag. And then the morning I went with the bag. That is when people started noticing. Like when with the trolley.
Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, Thank you. And I guess from there, can we say that history was made after that? You went through the different stages of like tweaking your business, what is viable with the environment that you're in, with all the requirements that you have, and you workshopped all of those things to a point where now, I mean, you can see he's got a branded T-shirt. This is a serious
Yes, sir.
business that we're now operating, you know. And it's just like I have to stress the fact that this story is so inspirational because it's that thing of Yazin Nisenkingen. What am I going to do to sort this out? How am I going to make my situation better? And as you were speaking, I remembered something that one of the speeches that Nelson Mandela said. The final line was, as you give yourself as you liberate yourself, you unconsciously give others the opportunity to be liberated as well. By you taking the stance to take the power into your own hands, other people are looking at you and they're like, yo, you know what? I can actually do the same thing by you allowing your greatness to shine, you know? And I just feel like that's also another thing that we need so much in South Africa that's just gonna, you know, create the state of the strong.
Yeah.
It makes us strong as people,
Yeah.
you know? And I just want to ask, with everything that you've gone through, I can tell that there's a lot of lessons that you've learned. This is like and you can't learn this at school, you know? What would you say is your message of strength to Mzansi with everything that you've learned? You've interacted with Mzansi, you've interacted with these people, you've seen what their problems are, and you've brought solutions to them.
So the thing I can tell that, like, I'm not sure who needs to hear this message, but there's a comedy thing that Chris Rock did recently on one of those channels. There was a part where he said he tells his children daily that, you know, when you go out that door, no one gives an F about you. You know, you are alone. You are by yourself. Only I care in this. I'm in this house. You are alone outside. So you need to actually can protect yourself out there. You need to do everything outside by yourself without me. So with that, I took with what
Okay, so from what Chris Rock
was saying.
Yes.
How I looked at it was, no one is going to come to you and go like, so my guy, this is what you can do to make money. I see all those guys who are telling me, who are online telling us about what you can do, and then we're going to times our money by this amount of money and all those things. I see them. I really don't believe such can happen. I really have this idea that with your hands you can make money.
Yeah.
So alone out there, in the deep, alone in the pushed in to swim, you know, like in the deep end.
Yeah.
It's either you sink or you survive, you swim. So that is the mindset I have. That is the mindset I've had. That is the mindset I'm going to teach my children. That is what I'm going to teach everyone. Adapt to that. Do something.
Yeah.
Don't sit there.
Sure.
Start something. You might think it's stupid because it looks simple. Let me tell you something. When I thought about my idea, I'm like, this is too easy. They're going to think it's stupid.
Yeah.
I talked myself out of it 1,000,000 times. It's stupid because it's simple.
Yeah.
And I thought because it's simple, it's stupid, it's not going to be accepted. Guess what?
Yeah.
Like South Africa accepted. I'd like to actually even thank South Africans and my customers and the people that actually buy my coffee and people who support my business and people who share my stuff. And you know, when I went there, I thought it would be received maybe well, but not by a number.
Yeah.
It would be like there's a guy selling coffee there,
Yes.
and that's just that.
Yeah.
When it blew up and people appreciated what I do, I'm like, whoa. And then it started now showing me the opportunities that Coffee Toca can bring.
Yeah.
And then it started changing certain things within my thinking. Like I wanted to open this thing to make an income to close the gap at home.
Yeah.
But then this thing can become official.
Yeah.
This thing can actually
Beyond what you thought it would be.
create jobs.
Yeah.
I can be an employee. I can create jobs. I can actually put somebody bread on their table.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can help somebody who was in the same predicament. Let me tell you something. You know, when you get to the age of 35,
Yeah.
you are not employable anymore because that is the age where you turn into an adult and then you should be having a job.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's hard. And then there's that. There's the fact that you know, when you grow up, we make mistakes. I was once stopped for driving without a driver's license, and then that created a criminal
record, sure.
for me, which takes 10 years
Yeah, to expand.
to expire. So I had, for how long am I going to wait? I only knew about this when I was looking for a job and I was not getting calls from anyone. No one was saying anything to me. No, you know, until this guy's like, go do your fingers.
Sure.
Go check your
see.
fingers. I went and checked up. They're like, no, you have this. I'm like,
Drivers.
but then this, I was told I paid. I paid, what's that?
Just a fine.
A fine. I thought I paid
yeah.
a fine and then it's done. It's done. There's this thing which was hanging
Yeah.
with this age thing, and then the fact that the industry I was in crumbled.
Yeah.
So I had nowhere else to go. I had to think out of the box. I had to think for myself. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I have children. Children don't care, my guy. They don't care. They go to school, somebody's having juice, they want
They
juice.
want the juice. They want about jelly babies
They
now.
want the jelly babies.
Yeah.
They want anything they see the other has.
Sure.
They're thinking, my dad will buy.
Sure.
And now, when they come to me and go like, Kenya Gali sweet, I'm like, okay.
It feels good. I love that. I love that it feels
and
good.
it all started with, I must go and do it.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going to save me. I have to go in. You throw yourself in the deep end and either you drown or you swim.
Yeah.
Swim, adapt or die.
Wow. Absolutely incredible. Lehubedu, thank you so much for coming on
Thank
the
you
show.
very much for having me.
Honestly, I'm going to go home and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to think about this conversation for the rest of the week. That was incredible. If people are looking for you online or where you're selling the coffee, where can they find you?
Okay, so I sell the coffee on the R55. The R55 is long.
Sure.
So I'm on the R55 across Mall at 55. So there's a Mall at 55. I'm just across Mall at 55.
Okay.
Sure.
In Centurion. So from 5:30 in the morning, that's the time I'm actually there, until while stocks last or whatever. So whichever comes first. If the
Sure.
stocks or 10 o'clock, and then what they can get there is, okay, this is the guaranteed things that
Sure.
you get from Coffee Toca.
Guaranteed.
Driving. Can I say driving?
Yeah.
Driving.
You're
plus
driving.
Coffee Toca.
Sure.
So guaranteed good morning message.
Yeah.
That is for everyone.
I love that.
A guaranteed smile. I always smile. I'm a different person. I wear a character when I'm there. I'm happy. You're gonna get a happy service. I don't know how to explain happy service.
No,
I'm happy to.
No, we
actually
get
They
it.
must go see it.
Yes,
Yeah, but They must go see
they
it.
must come see it.
Yeah.
And then I'm on all social networks. Is it social platforms?
It is,
Yes.
yeah.
So it's on Twitter, because I had converted my personal account
To your business.
to the business
Sure,
account.
sure.
So if you search Mr. Coffee Toca, it should come in. It should come. Mr. Coffee Toca or Lehubedu Lemo.
Okay.
It should come. And then all the other places is Coffee Toca.
Sure.
Coffee Toca.
Coffee Toca.
Perfect.
One
Awesome.
word.
Nice.
Oh,
Got
and
it.
one part.
Go for it.
Somebody asked me, and I need to explain this one quick. The Mister in the Mr. Coffee Toca, right? There's Mr. T. You know Mr. T.
Yeah.
So Mr. T wanted respect to his name. Apparently, he couldn't go around calling me, hey, T. You
T,
understand?
sure.
So he put Mr. So it's Mr. T. So I'm like, T just sounds like T.
Like tea. Oh, yeah.
I'm not Mr. T. I'm Mr. Coffee Toca.
Sure.
The handsome barista.
Okay.
Mr. Coffee Toca, the handsome barista. Wow, please, can we put that in the title? Mr. Coffee Toca, the handsome barista. That was amazing, man. Thank you so much for coming on our show. Lirai?
Boop, 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 boop.
Boop, 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 boop. Exactly. Every time we end off the show, our guests just know how to drop the mic.
They
every
just
time.
always listen. I thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for putting a smile on my
this
face.
opportunity.
Yeah, of course.
Guys, State of the Strong. We are definitely strong people. We're building a strong nation, a strong state of people.
Yeah.
And we're moving forward, man. What I love about this season is that the stories are truly bigger than all of us. They're bigger than the people, and it's so inspirational. Ladies and gents, if you were listening via podcast streaming services, thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys can see us, you can see the smiles that we have got on our faces. Thank you for tuning in, and we can't wait to see you on the next episode of State of the Strong, the Bull
Goodbye.
Brand podcast. Okay, so Chef Kabza has prepared a few samples that we thought that perhaps maybe you can incorporate into Coffee Toca. So this is a bull. What is this?
This is a Bull Brand Toasty.
Bull Brand
Triple
toasty.
decker.
Consider it, Chief.
Yeah, please.
When
Consider
I
it.
open it,
So if
shop,
I
you know.
can please give it a try. Thank you very much, Chef Kabza. This is going to bang. Presentation. They said triple decker toasty, or it's even got Avo. This is going to bang. Listen, if you're looking for recipes just like this one, go to bullbrand.co.za/recipe. We'll see you there.